Okay, hello. So the last time I recorded, the microphone was about a foot away from me and to the left of me. Now it is right in front of my face. I'm speaking directly into the microphone. So I decided that OBS, while the microphone levels on that are amazing because there's filters and I can set a boost for a compressor and I can set a limiter so it doesn't go over. Whilst that was amazing and the voice is perfect, the visual quality is pretty terrible. There was a lot of artifacts, lots of purple blobs appearing all over the recording. Very strange, not cool. So, let's try this. Let's level up. Not up my moving damage. 19. Okay, here we go. Give me that wooden door frame and that wooden door. Take wooden stairs as well for 5. Well, it was 3, but I don't know, I was kind of making a joke. Okay. So let's go for a walk along the beach and try to refill my water. Oh look, it's the Spinosaur. Oh my god, he is just the biggest problem. Where's Sarah? Nowhere to be seen. Can I get up this little slope here? Yep. How you doing, bird? Hey, it's another turtle. Oh. What are you? Are you food? You're a spitter. Oh, I missed. Good golly. There's another. These Spinos, they have me trapped on this tiny little beach. Whoa, are those sharks? 2 massive sharks in the water. You don't, no, you don't. Oh! Look at those bad boys. Pink one and a blue one. Ah! Oh, that was a mistake. I thought if I let go of right click I would just drop. Whoa. Of course. Oh man, I so wish I could just get beached. Get beached. Get rotated, fool. Impressive stuff. These light beams. The Spino seems to have wandered off. So, oh, there she is. She just popped back in. It's a healthy draw distance. There's Sarah. There she is. What are you doing all the way over here, girl? You need to be protecting my beach. Oh, more food. Oh, I no longer have a spear. Okay, if I just disappear back into the jungle. Alright. Oh, I need to get flint. Got some metal. Some flint. Some wood. And some fiber. Oh. Pretty groovy. So one thing I noticed that was really strange. It's probably not strange to any audio engineers. That's right, baby. Got my spear back. Stole some of my meat. What I could use for you. Hey, Sarah. How you doing, girl? Now where'd those... Ah, there you are. Where'd the other one go? One, two, three. Oh, yeah. Let's go back. Let's go back and I'll finish my story about the strange thing that audio engineers will not find strange. So, recording with the game bar, I recorded an 18-minute video with no microphone, and it was 1.6 gigabytes. Now, I recorded another video that was 31 minutes, so at 18 minutes, no microphone, 1.6 gigabytes. A 31-minute video with microphone. You're expecting it to be a little under 4? No, it was 11. It was 100% markup. Markup in flint, hide, fiber, thatch, stone, metal. I don't need any rotted meat. There's something big outside. Cold, you should find some warmth. Motherfucker, there's a fire right there. Okay. Well, I've only been recording for 10 minutes. It's nighttime. There's no moon, the stars are out though. So I've told my little story about the size of the files. That was pretty interesting, because it meant that instead of having like a 1 or 2 gigabyte file, and I've got an upload speed of about 920 megabytes a second. So generally it takes me 2 or 3 seconds to upload a big file, or what I previously considered a big file. Because I used to, my first PC was back in 1997. 96, 97. And oh boy, it was a beast. It was a Pentium 2, top of the range back then. It had a whole 266 megahertz processing power. You used to get 200s, but this was 266. This was a Pentium 2. Oh boy. It had 64 megabytes of RAM. I mean, that was just unbelievable. There's something big out there. Jesus. What's that fucking Spino? So there was 64 megabytes of RAM, and it had one old spinner hard disk that had 6 gigabytes. So it was broken down, it was divided into 3 partitions, C, D, and E. And each one of those had 2 gigabytes. And I thought a gigabyte was a stupendous amount of space, because, I mean, everything was megabytes. Like, an MP3, when they started really coming out, and a few years after I got the PC in like 99, they were 3 megabytes, and you're like, okay, so I can have 300 of these things inside a gigabyte. So on one of my partitions, I could have 600 songs. 600 songs? That's like 60 CDs. You know, that's like 6 grand's worth of music. Yeah, it was all unthinkable. Now, I've got 2 2TB SSDs. I don't have any moving parts in my PC aside from the 10 fans that never need to spin because it operates at about 34 degrees. Even running ARK on full. But yeah, I still consider gigabytes a big thing. So uploading even a 4 gigabyte file onto YouTube takes me 4 or 5 seconds. But doing an 11 gigabyte file, well, that took a noticeable amount of time. That took, you know, just under a minute. But the amount of time it took for YouTube to process it, that was long. It said it was going to take 80 minutes to do an 11 gigabyte file. Oh, I need to go get wood for that fire. Okay. There's a Spino way over there on the other side of the beach. Oh my god, I'm so sorry for your ears. I do not mean to be coughing like that. See, with the microphone a foot away, I can cough and it's not a problem. And with OBS, I had it all set up, the audio was perfect. moment, my voice was coming through so clear it was like I was really just there in the room. So yeah, so YouTube took this 11 gigabyte file and said, we're going to take 80 minutes to process this. And it took, well, after 80 minutes, it then said, we're going to take longer. What should we do? And it took about an extra half hour, so about 110 minutes in total. And the audio, not perfect, not ideal. So hopefully with the microphone being closer, like we're directly, it is an inch from my mouth. Hopefully this is a lot better. What is that noise? Oh, it's just a flappy bird. That's cool. Man, ARK is scary at night. I remember when I first was playing it, and I didn't know how to build a torch or a campfire. I didn't know anything. And just nighttime would be pitch black, and I couldn't see anything. And I would just have to stand there and go, "Oh, what was that? Oh, what was that?" You know. Okay, so 20 points. I think I should just start saving. Wooden cages? Oh, that's for humans and stuff. Capturing people. Wooden ladders, wooden hatch frames, very useful. Wooden trapdoors, very useful. An ichthyosaurus saddle, wow. Level 13, still not level enough to even get into that green supply drop. But we're buckled in here for the night, and I get to continue talking. So this new PC that I've bought is the largest PC I have ever bought in my whole life. This thing is so big. I mean, really, it's bigger than my table. It's like the coffee table I have everything set up on. It's taller and wider. It is so big. It's a tower unit. The case is a Fractal Torrent, not a Fractal Torrent Compact or Nano. It's just the stock one. I was gonna get the Compact, but my R9 7900 XTX wouldn't fit inside it, so the company I shop with were really kind and said, we will give you, instead of the Compact, we'll give you just the Torrent. It costs more, but we won't charge you. And that was pretty much the way everything went with this build. I went to their website. I've been shopping with this company, which has been around since 1996. And I've been shopping with them since 2004, and they have a digital record of every transaction I have with them. I opened a permanent account with them in 2010, so I was able to phone up after going to the website and finding that the website had changed. You used to be able to, there was a whole menu where you could design your own PC from scratch, and it would take you through everything you needed, and you would just be able to shop, and instead of adding to your shopping cart, you would add to your build. and then it would, you know, have a little, you'd be able to check your build, and there was a little window, and it would have check marks next to everything you needed for a functioning PC, and anything that was missing, you could click on a thing, and it would take you back into the shopping part of the website. You could browse through all the parts and see all the prices and stats, and just add to your custom PC, or add to your shopping cart, whatever. And all of that had gone this time around. Now they were only selling individual parts or stock builds, like pre-builds. But for every pre-build you could look at, and you could choose to customize that PC, and then it would just give you a little drop-down menu on every component, and you could swap out the component they had for another component. So it gave you some choice, but it didn't give you freedom. And so I was like, okay, what's my budget? What's my range of options? And I was like, okay, let's see. The priciest PC that they're selling pre-built that is comfortably within my range was this, and it cost so much money. And I thought, okay, right, I'm gonna buy this. And I thought about it. I had a shower, I had lunch, and I decided I'm gonna buy this. So I went to pay for it, and for some reason PayPal refused. Like I went to pay through PayPal, and PayPal, not the company's website, PayPal itself said, we cannot arrange to send this purchase to your registered address. This company won't do that. And I thought, that's strange, because I'd literally bought something from that company the week before, and I just clicked PayPal, paid instantly, and it didn't ask for my address or anything. And I thought, that's really strange. They've taken the money, but do they know where it's being sent to? And then I got the confirmation email from the website saying, you've just paid for this, we're sending it to this address. And I was like, oh yeah, cool, they've got my details. PayPal's got my details. Again, sorry for coughing. And so I thought, this is really strange. I'm trying to buy this PC. PayPal's saying the company won't send it to my address. So I phoned up the company, and customer service was excellent. The guy was like, it's really strange, we don't understand, but listen, there's something you should know. What you were about to buy, we do have it listed on the website. You can purchase it on the website, but anyone that does purchase it gets a phone call from us within a week saying that we don't have some of the parts, and that although the website said, you know, you've bought it, it'll arrive within a certain date, we can't actually get it to you within that date because some of the parts we don't have, our sister company doesn't have, the distributors we buy from don't have those parts, and frankly there's no parts, none of those parts are in the UK at the moment. So yeah, sorry, that's what would have happened. And I was like, oh, okay, well, what if I was to choose some different parts? So I chose some better parts than what they were offering, and I chose some more parts, some duplicates. So they were offering a 1 terabyte SSD, and I was like, I'll have a 2 terabyte SSD, please. In fact, I'll have 2 of them. And then I will take this case rather than that case, this power supply with 1000 watts rather than the 800 watt. And I don't want it water cooled, I want a cooling fan. And there's been a lot of discussion about water cooled versus air cooled. The engineer I spoke to at the company that helped me come up with this PC, he said if you buy a water cooled, then guaranteed within about a year the pump will fail, and the part will be under warranty, so you phone up the company that made the part and they'll send you out a new one and you'll have to install it yourself. And I thought, nope, don't want to do that. Pardon me, sorry for coughing. Don't want to have to replace a water cooler after a year, and you know, also if there's other ways the water cooling can fail, it can dehydrate or it can, you know, spill and ruin the PC. There's a million things that can go wrong, and I was like, no, I want a cooling fan. Now my son, he says to me, no, that's a myth. Pumps don't fail. If they do, it happens within 6 to 7 years. And you know, they're obviously selling really cheap water coolers and yada yada yada. He flat out doesn't believe it. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know who to believe. My son, who's never had a water cooler, but you know, has grown up in a world where water cooling is the done thing, or an engineer who's closer to my age, but is obviously just trying to sell me a part ultimately. But the air cooler was cheaper than the water cooler, and I'm happy with the air cooler. But ultimately, the PC I bought, it arrived. It was supposed to arrive on a Monday, and the Monday came around and I phoned the company in the morning and said, hey, how's the build going? And they said, oh, well, there's a problem. The case is too small. You need the bigger case, but we're not going to charge you for that. And then on the Tuesday, I phoned up and I said, did the case arrive? And they were like, well, we thought it would arrive at 9 a.m., so we would have it built, tested, and out the door by 4. And so it'll arrive to you on Wednesday. But now it didn't arrive until midday, so now we won't be finished testing and shipping it until Wednesday, so you won't get it till Thursday. And then it did arrive Thursday at about 5 o'clock in the evening. And it was oh so much fun to set up, because I'll tell you why. What is that? Hey! It was so much fun to set up because the two SSDs, the Samsung SSDs, Windows installed, registered them, but couldn't detect a partition on them, couldn't create a partition on them, and wouldn't format them. And if you tried to install Windows on either one, they both just read as disk 0 and partition 0, and then said how much space there was. And Windows would just say, we cannot locate a partition on this drive, we can't install Windows. And so what I had to do was I had to go out of the Windows install process, go to repair my copy of Windows, open up the command line, and type in about 15 lines of code. So I had to open disk checker and then detect the disks and then partition them and register them, give them a letter. So there was the C and the D, and then once I'd done that, I tried to install again. This time they weren't just disk zeros, they were disk C and disk D, and they had their partitions. But Windows said it couldn't install because the file system was incorrect. And it was like IFPIS or something, or FIC, I'm not sure. But it needs to be GPT. So I had to go back through to repair Windows, back into the command line, back into disk checker, select the disks, and then manually format them to be GPT, and then clean them, and then go back into install, and this time, boom, Bob's your uncle was able to install Windows. And that took about 20 minutes, and it was so terrifying, because here I was with this expensive new PC, and here I am using a command line, like it's MS-DOS and it's 1995 again. I'm typing in lines of code just to try and get the thing to boot. And that was a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go, have fun, speak to y'all on the flip side.